Hi, Bill Jollymore, Executive Chef, Red Lion Hotel, Lewiston. Here today to give you some tips on cutting meat, different cuts of meat, and how it can save you some money at home. Hey, we're going to start with the ribeye steak today. Show you how to cut some steaks and how to save some money. You buy this ribeye whole like this at the grocery store. You can cut half of it into steaks or a third of it into steaks and then roast the rest for a prime rib. Save yourself at least a couple dollars a steak just by doing it yourself. This is the ball tip sirloin that Aaron's going to be cutting, and this is the most commonly purchased steak at the grocery store. It's called a petite sirloin in most retail markets. Very simple to cut, not to be intimidated by it. Aaron's just trimming a little excess fat off of the side of it, and we got some avenues for that when we're done. And be blocking the side of the ball tip, and you can cut that into stew meat or bite-sized steak or shish kebabs, you know, that kind of thing. So there's an avenue for all the trim. This trim right here, you could take a little onions and celery and carrots, that kind of stuff, and add that to it, boil it, make your own beef stock instead of buying beef stock, 100% natural. This is the barbecue steak that everyone's barbecuing from a retail market. When you see the steak cut, you'll recognize it from the grocery store. Every ball tip steak has a seam in it, which you run right through here, and that's okay. Perfect steak for marinating and barbecuing, or just like you buy at the grocery store and cut it. The trim here, I was talking about where it's called blocking. You cut this into cube-sized pieces, bite-sized steak, or for your barbecue. The next we're going to show is the tri-tip sirloin, another very common steak at the retail market. The tri-tip sirloin is very easy to cut, very versatile. You could use it as you could roast this cut of meat, as well as great barbecue steak. Just roasting, very simple. Out of the package, season it up. I wouldn't do any trimming, and I would just roast it just like it is. As a steak, cutting, of course, against grain all the time, and you can see a lot of heavy marbling in the cut of meat. Again, very great for barbecues, roasting, or broiling. Excellent cut of meat. And the next cut of meat is going to be a New York strip loin. Aaron's going to start with blocking the tail of the New York. Gives your steak a little more thickness, and it's a little trim that you can again use for making a beef stock and that sort of thing. Nothing's going to go to waste. Everything's usable. This New York, cutting yourself, I would probably guess that you would save closer to $3 a steak cutting it yourself, opposed to buying them already pre-cut. Pretty simple process. What he's doing is reserving what they call removing the nerve ends, and then just make a straight cut, keeping it nice and level, which is what you're after, so you have even cooking surface. So all your steaks medium rare are not half well done and half medium rare. Very important to keep them level. Example of two excellent looking New York steaks right there. The next cut of meat is going to be the beef tenderloin, and what Aaron's going to demonstrate is peeling it and then cutting it into steaks. Now, you can roast this whole tenderloin, and it is very good roasted as well. This is an extremely expensive cut of meat, the most expensive, but also the one we can save the most amount of money on just by cutting it yourself. Again, removing any excess trim. Very simple process. Obviously, a sharp knife is important. Taking your time. Aaron's very experienced at cutting steaks. I wouldn't recommend going this fast yourself. And then cutting into steaks. Again, the end pieces, the trim, the nice lean stuff, excellent for bite size, or maybe real diced up real fine and do a beef stir fry with. It's excellent cut of meat. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I hope that these tips will help you and save you some money during the barbecue season. Enjoy your cooking.